And I have to tell you something. Like, it is 6:10, February 15th in the morning. It's the morning. I just woke up. Like, literally, I've just gotten up. And I want to tell you something that I've noticed, like a line of events. Okay. I have a video that I just posted. I don't even know if I posted it yet. So this order is going to be whatever order. And you're watching it happen, like in life in real time. You're watching me process something in my parts. Me and my parts, me and my parts, me and my parts, me and my parts. Okay? This is like wild, next level. Yesterday's video, you saw me kind of talking about, oh, why I don't, and why we don't, like, why I don't allow the parts of me out in certain ways, and why I focus on myself. And I didn't realize there were layers until I'm here like this, kind of like until I'm realizing. Okay, you're gonna be like, dude, are you good? I'll be like, no, like this can be it, bro. And then I have a video in my drafts, literally in my drafts. I will show you. I don't know if I'm going to edit it on here, or I'm just going to show you what it was, made yesterday, February 14th, 2025, talking about in this. I literally said, I was just trying to let you guys know that I'm making this video because I can feel that there's going to be a lot of change coming. And I want to share it with you, tribe, because I feel like it's important because you're going to see it. You're going to see it. And I didn't even like, it's taken me and the parts of me, like, to get here. Like, and I popped up out of bed this morning and I'm like, okay, it's still this morning. It's literally 6:10. I just showed you. And I'm realizing something. And about my parts and about being online and what that means and why. Like, I was bullied so bad. I was bullied into silence. Has it taken 12 hours to get? I was bullied into silence for who I am. For having a fragmented brain, I was bullied into silence. The parts in me. If you go on my Instagram page, and I'm able, like, I don't even have to explain why I can say mine right now. Because all of my parts are talking right now. We're all talking collectively. Literally, this is the functional multiplicity. You're seeing it. You're seeing us all just lay everything out. And I cannot, oh my gosh. I've been working so hard on this, but, like, listen, if you go down my old Instagram page, or not Instagram, TikTok page, all the way down, the videos are no different than the types of videos that we post that you've probably seen on our second TikTok page and Instagram. The welcome to the Zen 10 type videos, blowing you bubbles, literally showing you love and compassion and kindness, giving you hugs, telling you that you're seen, you're heard, and you're valid, that you can do it and you can conquer things in life. It's no different. But at some point we decided that we wanted to talk about our brain and how it works. We literally wanted to talk about it and how it works. And life with having a fragmented brain and having parts. Things that we were already uncomfortable with, we didn't ever feel comfortable with sharing. Like, we never felt it was necessary to share our parts and who they were, like, by name and having it up there. That was an online thing. That was never a thing that we had did, like, in our life. We didn't just say, like, post little, have name tags on. That was an online thing. That's a stigma, weird thing online that they do. And I fell into that. My surroundings. You're very unsafe at first because you think that you're doing a great thing, and then you join a community, but the community is in shackles. Listen, I'm going everywhere. The community is in shackles. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's arguing. Everybody's parts are arguing. Like, it is not a safe place. I had to get out of there. But listen, I was bullied into silence. My page was mass reported not once, not twice, I think 3 times. No, I think it was 2 times. I think it was 2. It was 2 times, wasn't it? Yeah, no, it was 2 because I thought it was 2 because I had to handle. I did the 2 because we contacted Instagram. I still have the write-outs of contacting Instagram and spamming Instagram via email. I had to go watch a YouTube video with how to get your Instagram account back. And I still have the videos on the Instagram page of me saying, oh my gosh, in 72 hours, you guys have no idea what I had to go through to get my page back. Instagram gave it back. Or not Instagram, TikTok gave it back. It was mass reported on TikTok. And at the time, there's a community. I had over 100,000 people on there. People silenced me because they didn't want me talking about my brain. They hated how I was showing up. The part, like, how I was experiencing my parts was my reality, my actual reality. And people would literally sit there and gaslight me and say, that's not what this is. And I'm like, but they were people that I didn't know. None of my parts knew. How on earth did random strangers have such an impact on my brain? It wasn't safe. I didn't have boundaries. I didn't have the realization that I had now of safety and security. That's why I'm like, fuck it. I gotta get out of there. There's certain things that honestly, you should be able to talk about anything that you want to talk about. People will use the excuse, and they literally told me this. Well, then don't talk about it. If you don't want to get treated a bad way, then don't talk about it. Then don't talk about it. Don't talk about your parts. Don't talk about your parts. If you don't want to get treated like shit, if you don't want to get bullied and harassed, then don't talk about it. I have every right to say whatever I want to say, so I'm going to comment what I want. That's crazy. Rules of the internet? Who knows what that is? That's weird. It's people having any excuse to be able to belittle you and silence you. I was the only Black person in that community with a platform that was talking about this, like with a big platform that was trying to tell people that you can heal and you can grow. Was it a spiritual warfare, people wanting to silence me? What is that? What is the energy? That's what it feels like, a spiritual warfare of shutting up, or also being Black, or also just talking about mental health. There's so many rabbit holes that we could go down here. I had to work. I had to do, I had to do the emailing to TikTok to get our page back. And it took like 2 days, not even lying. It took, I think, a full 72 hours to get it back. And that hurt because that was a lot of videos that we had made and whatnot to allow the parts of ourselves to be there and just exist and share love. And that's why it hurt, and we fought to get it back. I'm like, no, like, I am fighting for a cause of helping people. And that sucked. It happened several different times. We got silenced into just starting to share about having agoraphobia, because I can still hear her voice in my head. That late, I can still hear her voice in my head. It's a touchy one, but we've been so silenced on talking about it that we block it out. Our parts literally hold it, and they won't let us take it out. And I'm going to see, because literally the other day we just said that some change was happening. Something was happening. One of my parts was talking to another part and saying, oh, it's happening. So I'm going to document this and document kind of what this is like. I'm in the Zindan. This is the place. This is the Zindan. This is my friends. We've had our friends, our homies have come here to process things themselves. You're seeing, this is what the Zindan is here. This is what the Zindan is. Our homies, some of our closest people, have sat and wept and cried. We've held them. We've watched miracles happen. We really have. It's the Zindan. And we experience that. But over and over, we experience people coming for our handmade shops that we made, where we would go out and for a good cause to help other people. We were eschewalized by people. We allowed our younger parts of us to be out, and that was normal for us in our personal life. My younger parts got to come out wherever. But people can be like, well, it's the same rule if you're more regressed into your brain, because people be like, well, don't let your younger parts, don't talk to me about like what you can and can't think about my brain. I can understand the concept of, well, when I am very regressed, it's probably not, and those younger regressed states of being, in the forefront, I can see why that probably wouldn't be safe to allow myself at that time to probably have a phone. But at the same time, it's like, why the heck not? Because I am biologically 29 years old, but people will treat your parts like, that's why I'm saying they start to get weird with your parts. Like, they start to think that they own your parts, like it is like a submissive, dominant thing that they have control. It's like they put collars on your parts online. That I don't know who calls the shots, but people will do it, and they'll call the shots by bullying you or telling you things aren't safe, but by showing you. They'll show you. They will show you why. They will attack you. But also your videos like reach weird crowds on TikTok. TikTok is weird. I don't like it, for real. Like, I don't want to say that out loud, but like there's something about it that's just eerie. You know what I mean? And that's what would happen. Like we were doing nothing different. The other, like the things that you see us doing, blowing bubbles now, you can see a lot of the parts of me. We're just here existing. That's what the younger parts of me were doing. But we just sounded very different because those younger parts of me, like their brain is not fully here. Their brain's not fully here when they're there. Like they just are. That's just our younger parts. I don't know how else to explain that. That's just them. That's just who they are. But they don't mean no harm. And now you can see me actually really, you're like, wow, okay, now you're really talking about them, because that's me really going into the parts, dissociating. I can't view, like, it's, yeah, I can't say me, I see them. And and yeah, we got bullied when we started talking about having agoraphobia, and we were doing exposure therapy, and we were showing people bubbles, and how, because people, for some reason, they would bully us, they would gaslight us and be like, well, you don't have that because you're going outside. Yeah, we make tons of videos inside of our house all the time, but that doesn't mean that you don't go outside. People act like they don't know what that means, and people have different levels of experience, but I knew what we were working on with our psychologist. And we were like, let's talk about this. Like, people actually don't know this. They don't know what's going on outside of a 10 to 15 second video. Like, we can make a couple videos a week and then post them whenever we want, and you won't even know the order of events in which they were recorded in. So you're seeing a different timeline, but it's creating your reality to think that you're seeing something that you're really not. And that's people get too parasocial. They would get too in your head. It's like that character from Marvel that puts her fingers in your head and can look at your thoughts. That's kind of like what people do. They literally get into your head. That's why you have to have certain boundaries and know kind of, hey, that's probably not the best thing. And that's why we have recognized that. And we worked on that with a psychologist. But she gave us so much crap for it. And we went to a meet and greet. We were invited to go to meet and greet. We actually didn't want to originally go to this meet and greet in the community, because we know how meet and greets are. We know that people become very mean and hostile, very envious, very jealous, very, you don't deserve this. And we just got invited to go and to have people. We didn't even know. We actually told the person originally, we're like, I don't want to go. Like, I don't think I want to go. I don't think it's going to be safe. We knew, but we still went. We're like, whatever, because they were like, no, like, you should go. So it felt like these people knew more than I did what we were getting into. I bet that there was a crowd, and this is what I think I said. I think that they knew there's going to be a crowd of people there waiting for us to meet us. I had no idea. We had the longest line of people that were meeting us. I was not prepared for that. I had no idea that I was going to sit there and interact with people like that. I'd never been to a meet and greet. I'd never been a part of it like that. I just thought it was going to be like, okay, cool. I didn't get to practice anything. Like, it was right. It was boom, 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 boom. I was not told nothing. I was not helped with no planning of it. I was just told, hey, come show up. Get you this place to stay. Like, we got so much backlash and still felt pretty fucking alone during this. Actually, getting brought into that and now processing that in this moment of being like, wow, we were brought into this. And we barely had support afterwards, getting bullied to all heck. While we were there, some person, we didn't even know this person, bullied me because my parts were dancing. I had a part of me that danced. Dancing has been a thing in our whole childhood. We used to dance in front of the mirror at home with our blue iPod Nano, listening to Fireflies, The Fray, How to Save a Life, Coldplay, Sky Full of Stars. Actually, I don't think it was Sky Full of Stars. No, it was Viva La Vida. Kerncraft Nation, like zombie, zombie nation. You're watching us process everything that we hadn't processed. These parts of me would dance when we were younger, and we would get lost in the sauce. We'd go download the music, illegally probably, because we could only buy so much on iTunes because it costed money, and we would dance, and those parts of us have remained. We loved going to mixers at the schools that we used to go to. That was the only time we could dance. And this person criticized us for dancing, and they said, you don't, that's not what the idea is. There's some of us out here that have ailments. You don't have it because you're dancing. And I was like, constantly, I was dumbfounded. I'm like, who are you? And why are you saying this to me? I was the only one that was targeted like that. And while all this is going on, apart from just these little things, people would be making hate videos on me and parts of me all the time. I would sit there and see these videos of people taking videos of me and speaking over me and saying, you don't have DID, gecko. Look at you lying. Look at this person faking this disorder. Look at this person. Look at this person making a mockery out of everybody that has it. But while taking videos of everybody that is literally saying that they have it, then who has it? Who do you think has it? You get to cherry pick and choose who you think has it. You're not even a professional. None of those people are professionals to even say that. My psychologist, I've been diagnosed with it 3 times. That's why I'm like, what are these people talking about? I'm still here to this day, February 15th, 2015, still seeing the psychologist for my parts and doing functional multiplicity. Every day. People still comment, and those comments, like right nowadays, people say, weren't you the person that was faking having deity? I'm like, I don't even have time. I will look down on you, and I'll say, I don't have the time to entertain you anymore with that, because I work on it so hard. My partner's here. I've had partners, they know my parts, my homies in my hometown here from the tribe, they know all of our parts. People know me in town for having, like, they know us. They're very, people at my orthodontist knows that we have parts, because they were very accommodating to having parts. My doctors know. People at the local spiritual shop, they know our parts. They've known us here. That's the wild thing. Online had the biggest impact. It was so unsafe. They silenced the voice of God, the voice of love, unconditional love. You silence the voice of God. I've hated Christianity, but I have not said the Lord's name, God's name like that. And I'm very spiritual. I don't say things like that, but I'm processing and seeing. The voice of God, that voice is unconditional love of others for their paths of life, of who they are. Doesn't matter if you're small, you're big, you're thicker, you're thinner, your color of your skin, what your mindset is. It was always a mindset that we had of, you are so unconditionally loved, you're seen, you're heard, and you're valid. Silenced. Shooty. We got bullied so bad. We took like 8 months offline. We went blackout mode. And then people literally still made videos and said, oh, their page was banned. No, we literally privated it ourselves. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm like, where are people coming up with these lies about me and the parts of me? Because in our inner circle, even to this day, we are very selective with what we tell the people in our inner circle. Like, not selective, we're selective with who we allow in our inner circle. And the things that people have said were never things that we had shared, like the ways that they would be, like the ways that we would communicate with people in our inner circle. Like, that's how we knew. That's why our inner circle is like, what are they, like, literally, they'd watch the videos and be like, what the are they talking about? Like, there is somebody that literally took a video of one of my exes. At the time, this person and I were dating. They took their video in an intro of their video, intro of my past partner, because we were poly. They took their video of them saying, we got to talk about my dad named on TikTok. But the whole video was them being positive and sharing who we were. They took the first half of their video of just them saying that as clickbait, manipulating crowds of people into hating me and parts of me. The manipulation that happens online is crazy. And that's why it's like, who are you? I've never talked to you a day in my life. That's why I still say, if you don't know, if you're not me, you're not sharing my story. It's your story. Whatever's coming out of your mouth is your reality and your story. I know my story. I'm very confident in it. I lived it. I've walked it. I know what I do every single day. The parts of me know what we do for the most part. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's crazy. during that time that we were offline, we took time to finally process, because it wasn't no help. Because what happens, especially on TikTok, is you can post videos, but your crowd's not going to see it. Maybe a small percentage. We had almost 300,000 people. A couple thousand would see it. But then it gets shot out to people online that don't even know who you are or know your story. So you are literally then going back on a time warp, trying to re-explain yourself 50 times. And I'm still watching people be robots, robotic about it, saying, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm in DID system. Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm in DID system. Still saying that. It's been years. They're stuck in the loop. They are stuck in a time loop. They're stuck in a time loop with a disorder where you are literally dissociated into fragments of time, because people are getting so bullied, but they don't have an outlet, and they're stuck in these time loops, and they're stuck in these communities and sharing these really personal things while getting hurt at the same time over and over and over and over. And I know that they are, because I've seen them talk about it. I've talked to them about it in personal spaces. I know what they're going through, but they're stuck in a time loop. We had to get out of that. It wasn't healthy. I need to brush my teeth. My mouth tastes really gross. Like, yeah, we were stuck. And when we got offline, and I will say, like, it's hard to see it because there was definitely a scale of duality. There's a dark, but there's light. During that time of 7, 8 months, we got off. We got off because we wanted to stop talking about it. We were so tired of trying to talk about our experience and share and teach people, give people hope, that we became very cold and bitter. But mind you, also, we got gaslit. The times that people would be being mean to us and we would stand up, we would give you the bare minimum of our parts get mad, because you can't really get mad on TikTok. Now you can these days, but before you could barely cuss on TikTok without getting your video taken down. Now you can cuss like crazy on TikTok. I don't know what's going on TikTok. You can be crazy on there. Of standing up for ourselves in this body. And then we were being told that we were the ones being bullies for standing up for ourselves. We're getting hundreds of comments, filtered comments, hundreds of them, blocking accounts daily. I had our friends, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 friends, signed into our accounts, monitoring the comments, monitoring the stitched videos. That platforms allows you to be mean. That is an eerie platform. It's eerie. It's messy. It is eerie as fudge. It is eerie. People love it. It's eerie, though. It is eerie. Anybody can say anything about you at any time. You are on high alert like this, hoping, okay, now I might have turned off my stitches and my duets, but is somebody going to tell me that somebody's made a video about me that's going off that I had no idea about? It's eerie over there, bro. Whereas, like, on other platforms, people can just be in your space and be chilling, and they kind of got to find you to find you. It's different. And I wanted to stop. Our parts were done with it. It was pushing parts of us out that are the other parts were getting pushed inward. It wasn't safe. We're grabbing them by the hands, being like, come back inside. Absolutely not. We're not playing outside no more. But while also the psychologist at the same time, our psychologist was saying, why are you even talking about it? Because it did help me learn that I'm not a professional. I have no business trying to teach people about DID. And really, no, if you're not certified, you don't have a degree, nobody honestly should. But I shouldn't even say that, because people are going to go bully. Like, you really, I mean, should you? It helps people realize things, but at the same time, you could do more harm than good. Honestly, you have to be careful. I stopped talking about it like years ago. I wanted to talk about going to raves. And then, because I don't know if it's because I was still a part of, I had a community that was still from the mental health community, but at the same time, I didn't want to talk about it. And people would bully me because I wasn't talking about it. And then they'd start to say, well, you're lying then. You're not showing your parts anymore. But that's literally what you were seeing, was literally inside of my brain and my parts all the time. But then they would say that it wasn't real. That was me. That literally how we were online was how we were offline. There was no difference. There was no difference. We would show up to our family functions in our overalls, our flower hat, and whichever parts were out that day. My parents, my adopted mom and adopted dad could tell you. All of my nieces could tell you. They knew Gecko and they knew Pink at the time. They knew us. They knew me. They knew me. Like, that is literally how I showed up all the time. Like, I showed up in my hat because I enjoyed it. Like, I really did. Like, it's not, yeah, like, it was really just, yeah, I don't know. Like, don't, please don't. Like, let me talk. They knew me. They knew me. And it's wild. They knew me. My family. That was the wild thing. So while we're going crazy and people that don't know me making this, it makes you go crazy. It's not healthy. Anyway, so we wanted to talk about going to raves, so we just stopped talking about it. We told people, and we have a pinned video still to the top of the page. It is March or May, whatever, 2023. And I'm no longer talking about having DID. This was in 2023, it's 2025. But our parts still played out in our brain the way, like, they're still playing it out as if it's still happening. So I actually probably need to process some of this with the psychologist, but I'm processing some of it now. It's not happening anymore. I can now do it like that, but it's not happening. You're watching, this is how we process things with our psychologist sometimes. This is really how we do it. And we'll bring it up, and he's helping me, and I'm coming back to the now. I'm coming back to the now. I'm in the Zen den. On my ring light, there's still silly string. I don't know if you can see it from one of my parts. I don't know if you can see it. There's silly string and there's stickers. Sorry. Okay, it's just, yeah, you can't see anything. There's silly string and stickers. And a cupcake sticker from one of my parts. We used to wear stickers. That's why I'm telling you, there's reasons for things that you see. Like, you don't even know those parts of me. Those parts were out all the time. But it's different now. Literally. We were talking about raves, and this is that one part. We were talking about raves, and people then we're saying, you need, and this is touchy, and we can do it. We can talk about it. We're here. It is February 15th, 2025. What happened? Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. Which part of me wants to talk about this? Come on. Come on. Come on. We wanted to talk about raves. Okay, we wanted to talk about raves, and somebody said, well, you need to put a flash warning, but not realizing, like, we were out of that DID community. Now, we were told that we had to put a flash warning on every one of our videos, which didn't make sense because in the rave community, no DJs and artists on TikTok put flash warnings for their sets. None of them put flash warnings for their sets. They go look at EDM hashtag on TikTok. No flash warnings are on any, they're not on Subtronics. They're not on Sweat and Death. They're not on probably